I think I will ask God why for the rest of my life, and never will I come to understand it. Even if God himself came in front of me and told me the reason, I don't think I would accept it. Some loves are too hard to bear.
In the early hours of December 23, 2021, 27-year-old Mai was full of hope and big dreams. But in minutes, that dream would turn into a nightmare. At around 4 a.m., Mai had just celebrated her 27th birthday with her new man. But just as they left the club, gunshots shattered the night. When investigators arrived at the scene, they were met with something devastating. Mai had been shot to death, but what was even more chilling, the shooter was nowhere to be found. This is the life and death of Mai Brooke Johnson.
And with great love comes great pain. And with great loss comes the greatest pain of all. If love could have saved you, you would have lived forever.
27-year-old Mai Brooke Johnson was born on December 22, 1994. Originally from Louisiana, she later made her home in Queens, New York, where she lived with her family. Mai was raised with strong family values and a deep sense of community. Surrounded by love and support, she grew up learning the importance of compassion, kindness, and resilience. Her family encouraged her to follow her dreams and to lead with an open heart. Mai was known for her gentle nature, kind spirit, and the joy she brought to those around her. She deeply valued relationships, and her warmth made others feel welcomed and cared for. Mai's life was a reflection of love and connection. She believed in giving back, supporting those in need, and being present for her family and friends. Whether offering a listening ear or helping someone through a rough time, Mai made people feel valued. She was the kind of person who showed up when it mattered most, always ready to lend a hand or share a kind word. Mai wasn't just a daughter or a sister. She was also a devoted mother to her 7-year-old son, whom she loved more than anything. Her bond was deep and full of joy, and always sharing beautiful moments together. Mai approached motherhood with the same dedication and care she gave to every part of her life. Even as a single parent, she worked hard to create a stable, loving home for her son. He was her world, and everything she did was for their future. She had dreams of advancing her career and one day buying a home outside the city, a fresh start for both of them. Mai also shared an incredibly close relationship with her twin sister. Their bond was something rare, a connection that began before they were even born. They shared more than just identical features. They shared dreams, secrets, and a deep understanding of one another that no one else could fully grasp. The two were inseparable, often posting photos and videos together on social media. They laughed, supported one another, and celebrated every moment life gave them. But underneath it all, Mai was building her dreams. In 2021, Mai took a bold step into entrepreneurship. She opened 2 businesses, Brooklyn Bites, a local restaurant, and Mojado Boutique, a fashion shop she co-owned with her twin sister. The two were proud of what they had built and enjoyed working side by side. Their videos show them living life fully, dancing, laughing, and celebrating birthdays together, including what would become Mai's last birthday. Mai's vibrant personality and strong presence reached far beyond her family and close friends. It radiated online as well. She had a growing following on Instagram where nearly 22,000 people admired her for her beauty, confidence, and charm. Mai had a passion for modeling where she showcased her boutique collections alongside her twin and also used social media to express herself and connect with others. Behind the curated posts and glowing photos was a woman known for something even deeper, her incredible kindness. Mai had a way of making people feel safe, seen, and understood. That same compassion led her to a career dedicated to protecting others. In 2017, Mai joined the New York Police Department as a school safety agent. It wasn't just a job to her, it was a purpose. She took pride in making students feel secure in their learning environments. Her colleagues remembered her as dependable, nurturing, and truly invested in the safety and well-being of the kids under her watch. Even after going on medical leave in the summer of 2020, Mai often spoke about returning to work. She missed the impact she made every day and the relationships she built through her role. Mai's dedication said everything about the kind of person she was, someone who found meaning in serving her community and protecting the next generation. Her love didn't stop at work. She poured that same energy into her neighborhood in Bushwick, whether it was joining community cleanups, helping with school fundraisers, or simply being there for friends in need. Mai always showed up. But her perfect life would take an unexpected turn. As Mai thrived both personally and publicly, she entered a relationship with a man whose presence would alter her path in ways she could never have anticipated. Mai eventually met 29-year-old Quashawn Williams. While not much is publicly known about him, Quashawn was originally from Gutenberg, New Jersey, before relocating to Queens, New York. What stood out most was how different he and Mai were. Two people from completely different worlds. Despite their contrasting backgrounds, the two were instantly drawn to each other. They connected over shared interests, music, going out, and a mutual love for social media. At first, things seemed promising. Both were young, driven, and eager to build something real. But beneath the surface, trouble was brewing. As time went on, Quashawn became controlling and possessive. He constantly wanted to know where Mai was and who she was with. His mood could suddenly shift, and arguments became more frequent. This wasn't the kind of relationship Mai had envisioned. She valued independence, peace, and mutual respect, not fear and control. Quashawn's pressure grew, forcing Mai to make a decision. Eventually, Mai made the difficult but necessary decision to end the relationship. She could no longer tolerate the emotional turmoil, the endless arguments, and the feeling of being monitored in her own life. But that decision would start a terrifying ordeal. Quashawn didn't take the breakup well. He was the kind of man who couldn't accept rejection, who refused to let go when a woman decided to walk away. Quashawn couldn't accept that Mai was no longer with him, but Mai had made her decision and it was final. She turned her attention to what truly mattered, her family and her businesses. For Mai, building a stable, loving life was her top priority. Just when things seemed to settle, someone new entered her life. Mai met and began dating 27-year-old Deshawn Parker. Mai's relationship with Deshawn started with hope and promise. Unlike her previous experiences, Deshawn seemed supportive and kind, and Mai allowed herself to believe in the possibility of happiness again. Deshawn was described by friends as calm and charming, someone who seemed to understand Mai's busy life and respected her dedication to her son and her work. For a while, it looked like Mai had finally found peace, the peace that she deserved. And that's when things took a chilling turn. On December 23, 2021, just a few days before Christmas, Mai decided to go out with her twin sister, some friends, and her new boyfriend, Deshawn, to celebrate her 27th birthday. Since she and her sister shared the same birthday, their celebrations were always special and close. As the holiday lights brightened the streets of Queens, Mai chose Soleto, a popular nightclub on Steinway Street in Astoria, for the night's party. She wanted an energetic and stylish place to celebrate, and Soleto's seemed perfect. Around 10 p.m., security footage showed Mai and her friends entering the club, dressed up and laughing, ready for a fun night. Everything inside was going well, and the celebration was just as Mai had hoped. That was until Quashawn would show up unexpectedly. Quashawn, who couldn't let go of Mai, allegedly was stalking Mai's social media and knew she was at Soleto, decided to get in. But his night took an unexpected turn. At the entrance, security found Quashawn carrying a gun and refused him entry, turning him away from the club. But instead of leaving, Quashawn decided to wait outside the premises. Quashawn would soon do the unthinkable. On December 23rd, around 4 a.m., after a fun-filled night at Soleto, Mai and her group were getting ready to leave. Security footage shows Mai laughing at something Deshawn said, leaning slightly against him as they walked out of the club, completely unaware of the tragedy about to unfold. As they stepped outside, they were confronted by Quashawn, who was sitting in his white BMW nearby. Quashawn immediately focused his anger on Deshawn, the man who had taken his place, but his eyes kept returning to Mai. Witnesses say Mai tried to calm things down, but Quashan wasn't there to talk. Mai's sister later said she tried to pull Mai away, sensing how dangerous the situation was becoming. Bystanders began to move back, feeling the tension rise. The argument escalated quickly, and in a matter of seconds, chaos erupted. Multiple gunshots rang out. Quashan allegedly opened fire first, and Deshawn, refusing to back down, returned fire, leading to a tragic and devastating outcome. When police responded to a 911 call about gunfire outside Soleto, as sirens approached, Quashan immediately fled the scene in his white BMW.
There's more gun violence in the city. The latest shooting happened this morning in Queens. It left a woman celebrating her birthday dead and others injured.
CBS 2's Leah Mishkin has more.
As first responders arrived, they were met with a grim scene. They found Mai had collapsed on the sidewalk, suffering gunshot wounds to her torso and leg. Nearby, her twin sister had been shot in the knee, and Deshawn had been hit in the rear and shoulder. Paramedics arrived quickly and worked urgently to stabilize Mai before rushing her to Mount Sinai Queens Hospital. Her sister and Deshawn were transported to Elmhurst, where both were in stable condition. At Mount Sinai Queens Hospital, doctors did everything they could to save Mai, but the damage from the gunshot wounds was too severe. While everyone clung to hope, deep down, they feared the worst. Despite hours of effort, 27-year-old Mai Brooke Johnson died from her injuries. When her family heard of the tragic incident, they were heartbroken and beyond devastated. Detectives began their investigation immediately. They spoke with survivors of the attack, including Mai's twin sister and Deshawn, who both identified Quashan Williams as the shooter. Surveillance footage confirmed their account, capturing Quashan's white BMW speeding away from the scene, running red lights as he fled. His escape route took him toward the Queensboro Bridge, exiting New York City and heading into New Jersey. Police later reported that Williams crossed state lines within an hour of the shooting. It appeared he was trying to get as far from the scene as possible, possibly hoping that crossing into another state might delay or complicate his capture. Barely 20 minutes after the shooting, a Fairview police officer in New Jersey stopped a speeding white BMW heading south on Bergen Boulevard. Since the car had no registration, it was immediately impounded. Unbeknownst to the officer, he was about to let a killer walk away. The people inside, including Quashan Williams, were allowed to leave. At that moment, the officer had no idea that one of the men had just committed murder. Moments after the car was released, a police alert came in. The same vehicle was wanted in connection with a homicide in Queens. Back at the scene in New York, investigators were hard at work. They interviewed witnesses who had stayed behind, gathering detailed descriptions of the shooter, the car, and what had unfolded. But the biggest breakthrough came from security cameras around the club. Multiple surveillance systems had captured it all: the confrontation, the gunfire, and Williams speeding away. The footage clearly showed Williams approaching the group, pulling out his gun, and firing several times before running to his car. The video also confirmed the make, model, and license plate of the getaway vehicle. By sunrise, detectives had enough evidence to officially name 29-year-old Quashan Williams as the main suspect in the murder of Mai Johnson and also in the shooting of her twin sister and boyfriend. What remained uncertain was how long it would take to track him down and bring him to justice.
She has since been identified as NYPD School Safety Agent Mai Johnson.
Especially troubling since it's a couple of days before Christmas. So we are currently visiting with the family and giving them as much support as we possibly can.
In the days following Mai's tragic death, the New York Police Department launched a full-scale investigation. A dedicated team of detectives from the NYPD Homicide Division took charge of the case, working closely with local officers from the precinct who had first responded to the shooting. An all-points bulletin was issued for Quashan Williams and his white BMW, alerting law enforcement agencies throughout the Northeast. Investigators also secured emergency warrants to access Williams' phone records, bank activity, and social media accounts, searching for any digital trail that could reveal his whereabouts. At the same time, forensic specialists began analyzing evidence collected from the crime scene. Ballistics experts examined the shell casings found near the club, confirming they had been fired from a 9mm semi-automatic handgun. Every piece of evidence, from surveillance footage to forensics, was now part of a growing case to bring justice for Mai. As days turned into weeks, the search for Quashawn Williams stretched far beyond New York. Investigators confirmed that he had fled to New Jersey shortly after the shooting, but his trail quickly went cold. Detectives believed he might be receiving help from friends or family members, which made tracking him even more difficult. The case soon required the combined efforts of several agencies, including the NYPD, New Jersey State Police, the FBI, and local law enforcement across multiple states. Then, investigators would receive a major break. In February 2022, one of Williams' credit cards was used at a gas station in Pennsylvania. Surveillance footage showed a man who matched his description, though he had altered his appearance. He had shaved his head and grown a beard. The footage confirmed he was still on the move, and the investigation picked up with renewed urgency, until detectives got a lead. Finally, on March 9, 2022, nearly 3 months after Mai's death, authorities got the lead they had been waiting for. Based on information from informants, a joint task force tracked Quashawn Williams to an apartment complex in Gutenberg, New Jersey. Just before dawn, law enforcement surrounded the building, and he was arrested without incident. After his arrest, Quashawn was taken into custody by New Jersey authorities and held pending extradition. During a search of his temporary residence, officers found the 9mm handgun believed to be the murder weapon. Following his arrest on March 9, 2022, Quashawn Williams was quickly extradited back to New York. Just 3 days later, on March 12th, he appeared before a Queens County judge as prosecutors formally presented the charges against him. The Queens District Attorney's Office charged Quashawn Williams with second-degree murder, criminal possession of a weapon, and reckless endangerment. The case against him was strong, supported by surveillance footage, ballistic evidence matching the gun to the crime, eyewitness testimonies, and digital records. Quashawn's defense team initially claimed he acted in self-defense, arguing he felt threatened by Deshaun Parker. However, this argument fell apart when prosecutors introduced video evidence showing Quashawn arriving armed and starting the confrontation. Pre-trial hearings stretched over several months. Since his arraignment in Queens Supreme Court, Williams had been held without bail at Rikers Island. He remains in custody as he awaits trial. Mai's mother stepped in to take custody of Mai's son, providing a safe and stable home during a time filled with grief and uncertainty. The loss left a deep void, but the family's love and commitment created a foundation for healing. Relatives and close friends gathered around, offering unwavering emotional support. The community that had embraced Mai throughout her life came together in a powerful show of solidarity. Neighbors, friends, and colleagues organized vigils and memorials, celebrating her spirit and the positive impact she had on those around her. At the NYPD School Safety Division, where Mai had dedicated years of service, co-workers led fundraising efforts to establish a college fund for her son. Their goal was to ensure he would have opportunities for education and growth, a lasting gift in honor of Mai's nurturing heart and fierce dedication as a mother. This collective response not only honored Mai's memory, but also reflected the deep respect and love she inspired. Through these acts of kindness and support, her family and community found the strength to carry on, united by a shared commitment to protect and nurture her son, keeping Mai's legacy alive in the lives she touched so deeply. The tragic death of Mai Brooke Johnson is a heartbreaking reminder that even in moments of hope and new beginnings, danger can strike unexpectedly. Let me know what you think in the comments section below.